So Rwanda is back in the deportation game again. This time, Rwanda plans to have deportation talks with the US. Now, the US Trump administration, when it took power, one of his biggest plans was to deport migrants, those illegal migrants. But initially, his plans were to take them back to South America, where they came from, especially El Salvador. But now, it's like that plan has been halted. So the newest place Trump is seeking to deport migrants is Rwanda. This same Rwanda last year, they were having some deportation migrant plans with the UK. That was stopped by the court and even the UK House of Lords. This time again, the same Rwanda now plans to have deportation talks with America. Why does Rwanda like this plan of allowing foreigners to go to Rwanda? Why does Rwanda like to have this idea of using their country as a place to host foreign migrants? Why? So these plans are going on, and the Rwandese foreign minister is actually in America, and they are going on in those talks to have all those migrants, illegal migrants in America, to be deported to Rwanda. Very serious.
What if entire communities were uprooted and shipped thousands of miles away, treated like disposable livestock by imperial powers? Imagine the United States, under Donald Trump's directive, pursuing its largest deportation operation in history, now in talks with Rwanda to offload immigrants deemed undesirable. On Sunday, Rwandan Foreign Minister Olivia Nduhungirehe told Rwanda TV these discussions are in the early stages, after the U.S. already deported an Iraqi man accused of ISIS ties to Kigali in April. Trump invoked the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, a draconian wartime law, to justify deportations without due process, targeting migrants with alleged criminal records. More than 250 Venezuelan and Salvadoran men have recently been sent to El Salvador, and now Rwanda is being courted as a dumping ground, raising alarms from the United Nations Refugee Agency about forced returns to danger zones. Rwanda, still haunted by the 1994 genocide that claimed 800,000 lives, is pressed into serving Western powers' ruthless immigration schemes. Hit follow to stay informed with concise updates.
These accommodations in Rwanda's capital, Kigali, have stood empty for months, but the government hopes that won't last much longer. After reports last week suggested Rwanda was open to taking in U.S.-deported migrants, the foreign minister confirmed Monday that talks with Washington have begun.
I
can confirm that this is the case, but the discussions are preliminary, so I won't go into the details that will be discussed.
Talks over migrant deals are nothing new for Rwanda. In 2022, the government agreed to take in migrants deported by the UK. The plan was nearly finalized but collapsed when a new Labour government took office last year. Since then, Rwanda has looked further west to a president who has vowed to ramp up deportations of undocumented migrants. El Salvador, Panama, and Costa Rica have already accepted some of those deported from the U.S., but the Trump administration wants to go further.
We are working with other countries to say, we want to send you some of the most despicable human beings to your countries.
What a deal with Rwanda might look like remains unclear. Media reports suggest the U.S. wants to pay the country to accept migrants and fund a program to help them integrate into Rwandan society. But Rwanda has faced criticism for human rights abuses. The UN warns that migrants sent there could be deported again to countries where their safety isn't guaranteed.
CBS News has learned the Trump administration is negotiating with the East African country of Rwanda. to house illegal migrants deported out of the United States. Both U.S. and Rwandan officials tell us details like financial compensation and logistics would be discussed within the next 2 weeks. The deal calls for Rwanda to hold African migrants and other non-Rwandan nationals. A British plan to send refugees to Rwanda in 2024 was scrapped after it caused a political outcry, but not before the UK government spent $900 million on the idea.
Rwanda announced on Sunday that it is holding talks with the Trump administration on a possible deal to receive immigrants deported from the United States. Rwandan Foreign Minister Olivier Nduhungirehe told the state broadcaster that discussions were in the early stages. The announcement came after multiple news reports that the U.S. is looking for international partners to deport people. American President Donald Trump has vowed to carry out the largest deportation operation in U.S. history. His administration is targeting alleged gang members, but also student activists and legal immigrants. CNN reported that the U.S. is considering sending migrants with criminal records to Rwanda and Libya. In recent years, Rwanda has tried to position itself as a destination for Western countries to deport unwanted migrants. In 2022, Kigali signed an agreement with the United Kingdom to take in thousands of asylum seekers. The deal fell through after British and European courts stopped scheduled flights.
The United States government is in early negotiation talks with Rwanda so that the country can start accepting our immigrants. The Rwandan foreign minister has confirmed these talks and has cited that they had a similar agreement in place with England in the past. Now, why this is so concerning is because, as you've seen, the rights of immigrants have been violated, especially as it pertains to due process, freedom of speech, peaceful assembly, and so on. And now there are talks of sending them to a country that has been quite regressive when it comes to human rights. Another very clear reason why this is extremely concerning is because innocent people have been deported. Even U.S. citizens have been caught in the crosshairs in these deportations. Innocent or not, one thing remains clear. An immigrant should invariably be sent back to the country that they originate from. No ifs, ands, or buts. This administration has abused its power and has sent immigrants to a supermax prison in a country that they do not originate from, and now they are in talks to send them to one of the most regressive countries when it concerns human rights.
Now, these migrants who are being deported from America, they are mostly from South America. They are from those Venezuela, those countries, South America. But Trump claimed that those migrants, he's deporting them because many of them are criminals, gangsters, Venezuelan gangsters, drug pushers, etc. That's why Trump is deporting them from America, which means that they were causing a problem in America. They were causing many crimes. But now America has got a very strong security system, judicial system, FBI, DEA, who are able to control and regulate very big criminals and gangsters. But is Rwanda able to control these gangsters? If these migrants are truly those criminals, and America is unable to control them, so they're deporting them, is Rwanda able to control them, to deal with them? A small country called Rwanda. Isn't America making Rwanda even more unsafe? Why is Rwanda allowing this? If America cannot control those big gangsters, is Rwanda able to control them? So something is not adding up here. It doesn't make sense. I think Trump should look for a good country in South America like Brazil, those countries, Mexico, and deport these guys there, where they came from. Because Rwanda doesn't have the strong judicial system like FBI or DEA to control highly organized gangsters like Venezuelan. It's not possible. This will make this region, East Africa, very, very unsafe. So Rwanda should think twice about this deal with America of allowing those migrants to come to Rwanda. And I hope that this plan fails or backfires. It will make our area very unsafe. It will make East Africa very unsafe. Now Kenya, where I came from, this is my country, neighbors Rwanda. All these African countries, we don't have a very strong system like America, FBI, police, no. We'll not be able to control those kind of gangsters like Venezuela. I don't think. We're not able. So Rwanda should think twice about this plan, and I hope this plan fails. Just like the last year's UK, Rwanda plan failed. May this plan also fail. It's very, very unfortunate.